How's it going, everyone? Well, as you can see on the table, I've got a new AUG. This was the one that we picked up from open house, and a few other things that I'm working with. Just wanted to kind of go over, if you've been following on the Facebook or Instagram page, you'll see where I was down at Steyr doing the Armorer's course, doing a visit, and a little bit of other work. Also made a trip out to Ranger Point Precision in Houston, Texas. I actually got to go see their facility and how some parts are made, do a little shooting. So this video here is just kind of a recap to what was all going on the last week. I was going to attempt to do some live video or to get some posted, but just due to scheduling, it ended up not working out. So pictures were all that anyone got to see. Well, to start off, as you can see, I've got my 2018 Armorer's course, and I'm quite proud that I graduated with the pistol certification and a AUG certification as a full armorer from Steyr. I am the first person in the US and outside of Steyr to take the course and graduate. I'm also the first one to take both classes to do it, so I get to have armorer number 0101. Met some other nice people that were there in the classes, and they all got additional numbers. Some took a single course, others took the dual course. Getting into the Armorer's course, I did some promotion with Steyr and put it out on the page to let everybody know that it was going to be available here in the US if you wanted to attend. They are going to be doing classes throughout the year and into next year. They are not a weekly class. They are scheduled, might be every month or every couple months. So if this is something that does interest you, I'm going to give you a brief overlook of what you can expect from the class and things that you can get into. To start off with the pistols in this Armorer's class, you'll get all of your literature. You'll also end up with a flash drive. This particular one, it's just like a little pen drive unit, but they're going to come out with some better flash drives to give to the class. I got that one just because I had asked for a digital copy. When you get into the Armorer's course, it is a full and complete strip of your pistol. If you ever want to know how exactly every pin, spring, piece of metal comes out of one of these guns, to inspect it, check it, look at all of the measurements, this is your class. That's what you're going to learn. I stripped down a pistol about 6 times to learn how the trigger system works, how to take it all apart, flip it, what to inspect on all 4 generations. So if you happen to have the original M Model 9 pistol into the MA1s, and variants in the calibers, you'll get all your training. This here, I'm not going to go through the whole book, but it talks about the sights, how to change them, normal maintenance, what to inspect for your firing pins, your trigger mechanisms. This will also do your US and European model pistols, which there are some variants, which I was not actually aware of with the European models. It gives you the specs on everything. There's even a tool list here inside, what to look for, all the degree charts, directional pins. I mean, the class is top notch. You will spend about 6 to 8 hours doing this class and going over everything and taking notes. If you attend and go, do not show up unprepared to learn. Don't show up with just your pistol in hand and you think that you're going to be supplied. You need to show up with a notepad, pen and paper, and ready to start taking notes, go through it. The classes are small, about 10 people or less, I believe is what Steyr is going to do. And it is taught by El Guardo, which is their training director. I do have El Guardo's last name and not to do a disservice, I will not try to pronounce it. It is not my forte, but his last name comes here on his patch. Framerlac, I think, and I'm sorry, Eduardo, if I'm screwing it up. I'm not very good at trying to pronounce European names. I do apologize. When you go for the AUG course, let me flip here to the back side of this book. Again, it'll be the same style of class. You'll get into a complete teardown of an AUG and know every part, how to pull the piston system apart, check it, clean it, test fire. You'll actually get to do some trigger work and understand, one, how the bullpup design works and the reason why everybody always complains about the triggers not being the same as an AR. You'll learn real quick why that is, but you will also learn how to adjust it, look at it, and how to improve it for what it can be improved. But there will be some parts coming, hopefully. I was told from one of the teachers that helped us in the trigger pack system that supposedly they're designing and trying to lighten a trigger or just improve it. So that should be out next year. Maybe should be in 2019, might even be at SHOT Show. That's just kind of some of the setup. You'll get to have the specialty tools. It'll tell you what Loctites to use. It even gets so far into if you're going to work as an armorer outside or at your local gun store, or maybe go to work for Steyr at some point in time. It even has the breakdowns for how long it should take to do individual parts. So if you're familiar with mechanics for vehicles, excuse me, they actually have a time listing for charging capabilities. So you can tell someone, well, I don't know how long it'll take. Right here in the book, it gives you an estimated time on how to take everything apart, reassemble it, and check it. So you can be within inside a time parameter for billing, if that's what you're going to do with your certification. Like this here tells you how long and how you're supposed to clean and inspect the gas piston port on the barrel, and how to dismantle it, what tools are required, and how to clean it. Again, this one here will also give you the US and European models on how to take everything apart and clean it. So, like I said, I was just kind of flipping through this book to show you a little bit of what was going on here, so you can see it. Not to give too much away, but I spent the 20 hours or better in class to learn everything. I will help everybody out if you need something or want to know a specific piece of information. But if you really want to get into these pistols and learn exactly 100% how they work, the class is phenomenal. I do recommend it if you're into that type of thing. If you get the time to go, it's definitely worth the money and the investment to put into these pistols if you're going to keep them long term. So, well, with that said, that's the brief overview of the Armorers class. I'll do a little bit better video or answer some specific questions. If you have any, just put them in the comments. Let me know, and I'll do that one a little bit later on, probably in a month or so. I'll gather those questions. I have some people asking about oiling or how to do some trigger work, so I'm going to put that video together for you all. Getting into the AUG, like I said, this was the new one that I picked up at Open House, and we took it apart. I did some trigger work with it, pulled it all apart. Actually got to be shown how all the trigger pack comes out, all the rods. We took this thing down, everything to the point besides splitting the stock system, which you don't have to do because the new ones here are actually all bonded together. In doing that, when I told you all I got this rifle, it did come with the 1.5 optic, which was referred to as the donut of death. I ended up actually upgrading this optic to the 3 power, which I believe is a little bit better. So I'm going to be doing some testing with it. I do apologize. The rifle shoots awesome after getting to do a little bit of trigger work and adjustments that are done on the inside. But I'll get into that into a later video. And most of you know that I do a lot of work with the pistols, but for the next couple months or so, I will be focusing on the AUGs. So if you have any questions, you want to get to know these AUGs a little bit better, I'm going to kind of dedicate a little bit more time than usual and do a series of videos on this AUG and go over it as well as I do the pistols. Some of the other things that we picked up at open house, which I'm actually going to be doing some work on, will be a Gladius Kydex holster. So I'm going to test out one of these and see how well they work, and I will give you a range report and how these do. Getting into Ranger Point Precision, got to go to their facility and take a look at how all the parts are made, the factory that they come from, do some shooting with the owners and chief designer, which is a owner also. Talk about fabulous people, guys. You know, I really like the Ranger Point Precision people because of the quality products that they make and getting the barrels, the 357 SIG barrels made. I got to shoot with Adam that was over there, and actually it's kind of an entertaining idea and made me happy that I actually got to shoot this pistol that I, asked to have made. I talked to them a couple years ago about getting barrels made, and took a little persuasion, but they made barrels. And then, he did a comp to help with some of the recoil, ended up doing the guide rods and just all the other component parts that he ended up doing. So actually getting to shoot with a man that, took the time to build all the parts and to do it for us was really amazing. They were awesome hosts to have my wife and I out there. I actually ended up driving from Alabama all the way out to Texas, did it in like 11 hours, got out to them, spent a whole day at their facility, and then went shooting that evening, and it was just a blast. So I'd like to say a big thank you out to them for hosting us and picking up some extra parts, because I did a little showing off at the range and needed to pick up some extra parts because somebody wanted them so much, they're like they had to have them. So if you guys are looking for parts, I have recommended them in the past and will still do so. So if you need your parts, or if you want something particular made for these pistols, shoot me an email at TnSteyr@gmail.com. I will put a list together. I will be seeing them before the end of the year again and doing some work, hopefully some more work with them. Maybe do some upgrades that I want to do to this pistol cosmetically, and we're going to see where that's going to go. Hopefully everything's going to work out for that. So if there's something y'all would like to see, I have heard extended magazine wells, the mag release, slide release. I'm actually going to look into see about trying to map out and get somebody to do a trigger, maybe like a flat faced or a different color or a metal trigger. That's something I'm going to work on and try to design, see what I can come up with. So we are working with those. I'm trying to see about getting some factory sights like the European guns. So I mean, those things are going. If you've got something else, you want to see if we can get it built or try to get a company to build it, well, just let me know. I believe after that, I keep playing with this thing because I'm having fun with it. Trying to think for the day, for this trip. Got to test some guns and see some new things that are going to be coming out for the SHOT Show, or things that are supposed to be coming out. Over that weekend, I did talk about and release on the Facebook side the new suppressors that Steyr is going to be making. If you're into Class 3 suppressors for your pistols or rifles. They've also come out with a new monoblock rifle. They just debuted it. Believe it'll be in 6.5 Creedmoor and 308. So that's a very unique rifle. I am working on the transcript from Austria. My Dutch is a little rusty since I don't speak it anymore. But for what I could translate is over there with that rifle. I've asked Steyr to send me a translation paper so I can get it published and tell you guys all about the new rifle that's coming out. Due to the workspace being kind of small, I do not have the THB, but we did shoot the 308 THB 26-inch and got it sighted in. And I will tell you guys, if you're looking for a deer rifle this season and you know your old rifle is not working, you want a new one, pick up one of the THBs. Hands down, best deer rifle that I've shot probably in the last 5 years that I've gotten just to go out and run. There's no issue with that rifle, and I will be doing a review and have that out here probably in the next month to month and a half. I'm just about finished up with my shooting portion of it, and we'll start writing here soon. But the Steyr THB rifles are in 6.5 Creedmoor, I believe 243 Winchester, 300, and 308. The 308 one I'm using, we shot everything from 150 grain boat tails up to 180, and even had somebody let me shoot some 220s. I believe they were 226 or 225 grain hand loads, and the rifle handled them perfectly. So that's kind of what was going on over this last 4 days, 96 hours. We did 1,800 miles. I didn't sleep a whole lot. Took 2 days worth of schooling, education, and then drove out and did interviews and educational side. So those videos will be coming. This is just, I wanted to let you guys know what was going on. I'm gonna get into doing some cleaning videos, some polished stuff, question and answers for things I've been getting emails for. So that's all coming. And I do have, for some personal exciting news, that's going to happen at the first of the year. I'm going to let y'all know about it in a month or two. I'm still kind of excited and holding off, making sure I've got every T crossed and I dotted for what's going to happen. But I think everybody will be kind of happy and excited. At least I hope so. So in the next 30 days, maybe 45, I'll put out a major announcement for something that's going to happen at the first of the year. Alrighty, y'all. Well, y'all have a good day or night whenever you get to see the video.